Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you 5 plugins that I use from OneTastic that fill in the gaps for some of the OneNote's missing features. The plugins we'll be covering today are Window Manager, One Calendar, Favorites, Custom Styles, and Table of Contents. In the first part of the video, I'll walk you through what each of these add-ins do and how they can make you more productive. Then, in the second part, I'll show you how to install the add-ins. So stay tuned or feel free to skip around using the timestamps below. I live out of OneNote. I use it all the time to manage all areas of my work and life. I think OneNote is a good option for most people, especially if you're on Windows and on the Microsoft 365 platform. It's really easy to use and has a low learning curve, and it really just works. But the trade-off to this simplicity is that it's missing some key features that would help it take it to the next level, especially for power users. And that's where OneTastic comes in. OneTastic is an add-in designed specifically for OneNote users, giving us access to a bunch of useful features and macros that elevate what OneNote can do. And it's free for most part, and they do offer a paid version for $15 a year, but for my use cases, I've never yet run into a situation where I needed to upgrade to a paid plan. Starting with Window Manager, this feature allows us to save sets of OneNote windows as workspaces and reopen them later with a single click. Now, when I work, I like to keep everything organized, whether it's my physical workspace or my digital workspace, and I like to have all of the tools that I need for a given task at hand ready and available. And this is so that I'm not wasting time looking for things and breaking my flow. When I'm focused on a specific project, I want all relevant OneNote pages open and ready to go. And granted, my notes are pretty well organized within OneNote and I could easily find them when I need to, but with Window Manager, I can save all those pages as a workspace and instantly reload them whenever I need. And this means when I shift from one project or task to the next, my workspace can be changed instantaneously, minimizing friction and keeping me in my flow. Let me show you how this works. Once you download the OneTastic add-in and download the new window macro, you'll see this icon in your home ribbon. Again, I'm going to show you how to install OneTastic and download macros later in the video, so don't worry about that for now. I just want to first show you how this works. When you click into it, you'll see 3 options: to open saved windows, to save currently open windows, or to manage saved windows. And since we haven't set up any windows yet, let's close out of this dialog box. Now let's open all the OneNote pages that we want to save as a workspace. When I'm getting ready to edit YouTube videos, I want to pull up all my notes and checklists about editing so that I can refer to them quickly. So let's navigate to my resources notebook and go to YouTube guides. From here, I'll choose YouTube recording checklist as the first window. Then I'll go to View, New Window, and choose my second page, which is my Camtasia editing tips. Then again, View, New Windows, and for my final page, I'll choose Recording Tips. Now you can see that I have 3 OneNote windows open. From any one of the windows, go to Home, then Windows, and choose Save Currently Open Windows. I'll name it YouTube Checklist. I'm going to hit OK and close the 2 windows and go to a different page on the main OneNote window. Now let's pretend I'm getting ready to edit YouTube videos and I want my workspace to be set up with all the pages we just chose. I just need to select the Windows macro, select Open Previously Saved Windows, then choose the workspace that we just saved. And of course, if you save multiple workspaces, you'll see all of the options here. Let's select the YouTube Checklist workspace and hit OK. And I'll stack the windows so that you can see that all the pages have actually opened. I find this super helpful. Let's say when I'm done editing my videos and want to move on to managing my home finances, like paying bills, I can open another workspace that pulls in the relevant finance pages so that I can jump seamlessly into that working session. Next up is One Calendar. Since OneNote functions as my second brain, I store all sorts of information in it, from meeting notes to random ideas. One Calendar gives me a timeline view of my notes, making it easy to find specific entries by date. This is especially helpful when I can't remember the exact keywords to search for, but I know roughly when I worked on something. Plus, it's always fun to scroll back through my notes and see what I was working on at any particular time, kind of like a journal of my productivity journey. I've been using OneNote for over a decade now, and although the older notebooks are archived, I can open them and sync it to the calendar so that I can take a trip down the memory lane. To view your calendar, launch OneNote Calendar from the ribbon, and we have this monthly view. This is currently showing all pages that were either created or modified this month. If you click on a page title, it'll take us to that page. I'll Alt-Tab to return to the calendar. We're currently in October, but we can use these arrows to go back and forward. And we can also choose the year and month from here. For the year, it's only showing 4 at a time, but you can click the left or the rightmost year to see more options expand in either direction. You can see I have notes going back to 2014. Clicking on the calendar on the bottom left will bring us back to today, and the search box will allow us to search for notes showing on this page. Let's search for Osmo, and there it is. Let's clear that. We have a few options on the right, like to sort the pages, enable dark mode, which requires a paid plan, choose between month, week, and day view, and the settings cog will allow us to change more options. These are pretty self-explanatory. The one thing that I do want to call out is that if you have multiple notebooks, you can choose which notebooks you want to include in the calendar. We can return to the calendar. The last option here is to manually refresh the calendar if you're not seeing some of the recent note entries come up. So again, this is just another way for you to engage with your notes, which I find personally really helpful. Favorites. We all have these go-to reference files that we use constantly. For me, it's something like my fiscal calendar. I'm always having to refer to it several times a day. With the Favorites add-in, I can bookmark these frequently accessed pages or sections, and then pin them right to my ribbon or desktop. If I click on Pin to Favorites, I have the option to either pin this page or section to either desktop or Favorites. I currently have it selected to Favorites. Let's choose Pin this page. Now if I click on the icon again, I see that this page has been saved to my favorites. To demonstrate how this works, let's navigate away from this page, go to Pin to Favorites, and choose Fiscal Calendar. And as you'd expect, it takes us to this page. Now let me show you what happens when you pin to desktop. No surprise, the shortcut to the page gets created on your desktop. If you want to delete the favorite, just go to Manage Favorites and delete it from there. And for the desktop shortcut, just like any other shortcuts, you can just select and delete. And just to double check, yep, there's nothing showing now. Again, I can of course search for these documents and find them relatively easily, but for the files that I access constantly, this definitely saves me time and the keystrokes. OneNote has some built-in styles that lets us format our text based on the text elements like outline hierarchy, quote, and code. But we're kind of stuck with the default set. We can't customize them and save them like we can do in other Microsoft apps like Word and PowerPoint. And honestly, I don't know why that's the case because it seems like it should be something fairly easy to do. But fortunately, OneTastic comes to the rescue here with custom styles. With this add-in, we can create and save our own formatting styles, giving us the flexibility to structure our notes just the way we like them and make things more visually interesting. So this note page has no formatting other than some bold text. Let's apply some standard OneNote styles, like heading 1, heading 2. And by the way, you don't need to select the text. You can just rest your cursor in line with the text. Heading 3, heading 4, and even some code. Now the note has some structure and looks a lot more organized. And for most people, this might be fine. But for those who want to exercise some creativity in how their note looks, these standard offerings may not be enough. This is where OneTastic's custom styles come in. Now I'm just going to select any text and choose a font that I like. I can change the size, the color, and the weight as well, but I'll skip that for now. Head over to the custom style and save selection as custom style. We see a little preview and we can give it a name. Let's save it. Now let's select this word, go to custom styles, and we see the style that we just created. Let's select it, and there we go. Let's create another style. Select text, choose a font. Let's select bangers this time. Go to custom styles, choose save selection, give it a name, and save. Now this style again is available for us to use. Let's select this text and choose bangers and do the same with this text. Maybe not the most appealing, but you get the idea. To manage your custom styles, just come back to this menu, choose manage, select the appropriate style, and you can delete it, hit yes to confirm, and let's choose another style. If you want to edit, like change the size or formatting, you'll actually need to have the paid pro license here, which I don't think is really necessary because you can just create a new custom style if you want to change things. So this is how we can use custom styles within OneNote. Finally, if you have multiple notebooks and sections like me, it can get pretty overwhelming to navigate through it all. The table of contents add-in creates an automatic table of contents complete with hyperlinks that allow us to quickly jump to specific sections or pages. So we're going to make sure we're in the Home tab and go to TOC, then choose TOC in current notebook. The TOC can be created for a selected notebook only. Unfortunately, we can't create one across multiple notebooks. We have a few options here. For link generation, I suggest just choosing the resilient mode. This will ensure your link works even if you rename your pages and sections. And in my experience, it doesn't take that long to generate, so really no reason to use a fast option. Then for the scope, I want the TOC to get down to the most granular level, down to the pages, so we will choose that option. For prefix, I'll choose numbering. And let's first try without collapsing the info. We'll create a new TOC page versus updating it on the current page and choose OK. Now we have each section of our notebook with their pages. If I click on any of the links, it will take me to that note page, which is great. Now let's create another TOC with the collapse enabled this time. Go to TOC, we'll choose yes for collapse. And for fun, let's change the prefix to a hyphen this time. Now, we just see the sections, but when you click on the plus signs to expand, you see the pages nested within those sections. Let's do that again. This is pretty helpful for staying organized because it makes it easier to see where we might have notes pertaining to one section scattered across others. This would be difficult to see without a table of contents. So if any of these plugins are interesting to you, stick around so that I can take you through the installation process. But before we get into that, if you're seeing value out of the video so far, hit the like button and consider subscribing for more OneNote tips. Alright, now let's go ahead and install OneTastic. Navigate to getOneTastic.com. I'll put the link in the description below. Click Try OneTastic Free. Then you have to choose either the 32-bit or the 64-bit. If you don't know which one to download, you can click this link. Then choose your version of Office. Then it'll show you how you can find your version. So basically, go to File, then Account, then About OneNote. It'll show whether you have the 32 or the 64-bit. I already know I have the 64-bit version, so I'll download that one. It's a very small file, so it downloads quickly. I will click to run. We get a warning from Microsoft Defender. We can just click this link and hit run anyway. Now when you start OneNote, you'll see the add-in appear in your home ribbon. There are two ways you can download macros from OneTastic. The first way is to go to getOneTastic.com and check out Macroland. You can check out some of the more popular macros. Click on one, then just hit download. Another option is from OneNote, go to download macros. Either choose from the popular list or you can search for one. Click on it, then choose install. If you want, you can edit the icon and rename it, but I'm going to leave the default and hit close. And when we close the dialog box, the new macro will show up in the ribbon. So you can just follow this process for all of the macros that I reviewed with you earlier. The one exception is OneCalendar. For that, you can get it from the same download page where we installed the add-in. All right, that's it for today. So try these out and let me know in the comments which ones are your favorites. If you're interested in more OneNote tips like this, check out these videos next. Thanks.